Architects from around the globe race here to rebuild the city. One of the first was named William LeBaron Jenney. Now, he was a Civil War bridging engineer. He'd been working with a new material in bridges called steel and decided to use it on buildings for the first time. Before him, tall buildings are all built out of brick and stone, masonry. But the complication with brick and stone is the higher you go, the wider the wall has to get to support all the height. That's 6 inches wider per floor. Pretty soon you start running out of floor space. Room for people, that's no good. So what Jenney did, he built a steel frame, hung the wall on the outside of the frame like a curtain, and called it a curtain wall. Now, his building was only 10 stories tall, but here in Chicago in 1885, that home insurance building is recognized as the world's first skyscraper. 100 years later, a man named Adrian Smith said, "Great architectural cities are built over a long time span, and usually there's a great deal of respect between generations of architects." One thing I like to do with my tour is show off the generational effect. For instance, a student or apprentice of William LeBaron Jenney was a man named Louis Sullivan, and a student of Louis Sullivan's was a man named Frank Lloyd Wright. Another name you might recognize. One generation teaches the next how to do architecture. But the guy with the quote, Adrian Smith, he wasn't just blowing smoke. He was trying to describe a building of his own here in Chicago, which we're going to play peekaboo with right now. On the right-hand side, to the left of the brick building with a phone number on it, and to the right of the building with a rounded edge, right in between them, we have the NBC Tower. Now, what I want you to look at here is soaring vertical piers or stripes, dramatic setbacks, and high contrast of light and dark color. That's all Art Deco motif, but that is not an Art Deco building. Look up at the shoulders, especially on the right. See that little sliver of blue sky peeking through there? That's a flying buttress, a big open arch like in a Gothic cathedral, but it's definitely not a Gothic cathedral. It's a post-modernist building. Now, I'm going to throw a lot of words out at you. Postmodern, Art Deco, Gothic, but we'll repeat them several times. We'll get used to them. Everybody gets to pass the test at the end. Now, postmodern is one of the latest developments in architecture. What it does is it looks to